What if some of the challenges that we face in life aren't because we're doing something wrong or because we are broken or incapable? What if it's because we were never taught how to do a certain thing? Specifically, emotional intelligence. We learned math, science, reading, English, but who taught us how to be aware of our own emotions, how to name them, how to manage our big feelings, and how to build relationships? Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Yvette, and I am a certified social and emotional intelligence coach. And on this channel, we talk all things emotional intelligence. And today, we are talking about what if nobody ever taught us emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is a hot topic. People talk a lot about it, but I think a lot of the times people do not really understand what emotional intelligence is. It's not just feelings. It's not just I'm sad, I'm happy, naming emotions. It's so much more. Emotional intelligence in its simplest form is one's ability to be aware of their own emotions and the emotions of others, and to use that information to manage themselves and their relationships. Simple, right? No, it's not. It's never simple because we are complex individuals. We're human beings, and emotional intelligence is a very complex topic. It's not just emotions. You could think, right? Emotional intelligence is just emotions. No, that just scratches the surface. So today, I want to talk about 4 areas that could help us to see if we were never taught emotional intelligence. So these 4 areas are things that are encompassing of emotional intelligence. So as I talk about them, I invite you to self-reflect. I invite you to self-assess and see if any of these quadrants might deserve a little bit of attention and development, which is a gift. So the first area is self-awareness, right? Everything starts with self as it relates to emotional intelligence. Being aware of yourself, understanding who you are, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, your triggers, being able to understand what's happening inside of you and why, articulating those things, being honest with yourself, recognizing your blind spots. What class did we learn this stuff in high school? You let me know. So this is the first quadrant. If you reflect for a second and think about, hey, I often understand what's happening inside my inner world, right? I understand what's happening for me. I can communicate it. I can name it. I have language for my feelings, my experience internally. Then this may be an area that you either were taught or you learned by observing other adults that were emotionally intelligent. And if so, you're in a really great spot. But for a lot of us, we didn't learn this area. The second area is self-management, right? So self-management is about taking all the stuff that we're aware of and then managing it. Recognizing that certain things are a trigger for me and being able to proactively manage it before I explode. Instead of running into my boss's office to tell them how I feel, being able to regulate my emotions such that I recognize the consequences and I choose to approach the situation differently. That's a little bit what self-management is about. It's aligning what you are aware of about yourself, how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're good at, what you're not so good at, and being able to be aware of those things and align your behavior with the desired outcome that you want. I want to say that again. Aligning your behavior, your choices with the desired outcome that you want. That's what self-management or self-regulation is all about, okay? So then we move away from self. Everything for emotional intelligence starts with self. We move to the other side, right? Other side, all about the world, right? Outward, external. So on that side, we have social awareness first. And social awareness is really about being able to understand how other people feel, recognizing and acknowledging different perspectives, demonstrating empathy, and understanding how we impact other people, right? Being able to be aware of what others might be feeling. A lot of the times there's a term called reading the room, meaning that you are aware of the temperature in the room. You can gauge how other people are feeling. You pay attention to other people's nonverbals and their body language. That's social awareness. And so this is the third area. And if you find yourself struggling in this area, again, who taught us this stuff, right? The fourth area is my favorite, always, relationship management. So how relationships work is this. The first relationship and the most important relationship that we'll ever have is with ourselves. And so if we have a good relationship with ourselves, we're aware of ourselves, we know who we are, we know what we offer to the world, we know where we are not as strong, you know, our strengths and our weaknesses, and we are able to be aware of those things, manage those things, own and love who we are, accept ourselves, right? Our first relationship is always with ourselves. Then we have a great chance at having positive, healthy relationships with other people. So relationship management, the fourth area, is really about having skills such as communication and conflict management, active listening, being able to provide, give and receive feedback, and navigating difficult conversations. And when we can do that, we are likely to have strong, meaningful, mutually fulfilling, and beneficial relationships. And so if this is an area where you would like to give some attention to, or you have struggled with, it is okay. It's okay, because no one taught us this stuff. And sometimes we were unintentionally taught by being in environments where people did not demonstrate emotional intelligence. But the great news about it is that even though we may not have been formally taught these things, these are skills and they can be learned. And that's why this channel exists. And so on this channel, we always have a challenge. What I'd like to offer to you in the next 3 days. Okay, so when I was talking through the 4 areas, you likely had an opportunity to self-assess, to reflect. I think I would love for you to do a couple of things. The first one is to look at the 4 areas. Which of these, or maybe all 4, can you develop it? Were you taught emotional intelligence? Let us know in the comments. I know for me, I was never formally taught. I never went to a class, but I was very fortunate to be amongst adults that demonstrated emotional intelligence. Perhaps maybe they didn't call it that. It was really just great parenting, and I'm forever grateful and incredibly humbled to know that I was able to have the parents that I did. But for those of us that didn't have that, it's never too late. There's a ton of resources here for you that will truly help you to develop your emotional intelligence. But I invite you to take advantage of the challenge. And if you have watched this video and you're like, oh my goodness, I am ready to go on this journey to develop my emotional intelligence, we offer coaching with yours truly. In the description, I will add a link for you to learn more about our one-on-one coaching. And until next time, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things. And see you in the next video. Take care.